We have our little hip hop, little this, little that, and it's like you trying to tell me something because I am the boss of you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they
It's like you don't own me, and I'm like, yes, I do.
I like that song.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so this is a non-union. You know, the way to fix this, this in the wild, okay, let's just say there were no vets in the nature and so forth, this would actually heal, and the bird would just get used to it having some pain in it every once in a while. There's going to be a point in time where she's going to step completely wrong, and then she'll be limping worse for the next week or so until she gets used to it again, and then she'll go back to semi-normal. So she's going to have good days, she's going to have bad days, or she's going to have a bad day, which gives her a bad week, and then over the next week she gets better on it and learns how to use it more efficiently. In the perfect world where we have tons of vets, lots of technology, x-rays, and millions of dollars to give to me.
Yeah, I don't have millions of dollars.
That's all right. Okay, I'll just take thousands and we'll call it.
Right.
All right, anyway,
Yeah,
so
my car's been in the shop the entire summer. Oh, no.
what we could do is open this area up, freshen that up, put some cross pins in it, and it would actually become one bone in theory, and then once it becomes one bone, then the amount of limping and pain on this leg would eventually go away completely and never happen again. But
Well, I don't mind limping,
mm-hmm.
but I mean, I don't see, she can't really get into the nest area now, or I don't see her going up the little stairs, maybe she is and just struggling for a really long time. I mean, that's kind of my concern. I don't care if she's a kind of gimpy and stuff, but I didn't want it to be like I had a cat, it had cancer, and it went up the leg and all that. And just, it went from
Well, you gotta
not
understand.
great to worse. So
Think of the grade.
want her to die
Okay.
when I'm in Florida next week.
Think of the grade going into the thing. Every
The
time
what?
the grade, okay, the steep,
Well.
the
Slope.
angle of ascent going into the chicken coop. As she's walking, okay, we have to lean a little bit forward, okay? So when she's flat and she leans forward, it doesn't take much. But when this is up, that means most of the pressure is going to be on those toes to get her there. So walking up those stairs is probably the most painful thing that she does all day. Walking down the stairs,
I'm not even sure if she
not
can
even a
do
problem.
it anymore.
I'm
Like
sure
inside,
she can.
she has to, whatever. She's not going out. I mean, she was inside today, but it's drizzling. She's an older girl. She's like, I'm not an idiot sitting in the rain. But I brought the towel so you can see how she walks. Anyway, she's so sweet, but she can't.
I'm just playing with your feet.
Sorry, Willie.
Okay, I thought that was some weird since then. I know. Let me check the rest of your leg.
And then I thought maybe when we were giving him the worming, like she got dropped. My husband's a guy, and I thought he dropped her and maybe sprained hurt.
Man, your husband's beating up your birds?
He doesn't know the names. It's like, really? She's 3 or whatever. Yeah. He knows Will. No, actually, he doesn't.
That's hilarious.
Um,
Mean hubby.
no, he really helps me a lot, but he is kind of.
Oh, man.
It's like, can you?
That's the only
yeah.
spot I can elicit any pain is at that one toe, the same as before. Okay?
Okay.
I wish I could tell you that there was something else going on. But if you want to put on the towel, we'll watch you walk.
Come on, Wills. I know, baby girl. All right.
So what's happened is, lately, okay, she stepped wrong.
I mean, it's just, it's
It's
just
just
worse, and I wanted to make sure it didn't, the hip, or,
the hip's fine,
worse.
the knee's fine, the ankle's fine. It's just that one broken toe.
well, so should I just leave it alone and let her, I mean, this.
Our option at this
Like,
point in
how long
time
does
is
it
leave it
take
alone.
to-
Pray for more good days than bad
Yeah.
days. And,
I
well,
mean, is this like how she into life, like hopping?
if
Or
we're not
doesn't
going
she
to go
get
ahead
used to
and,
it and kind
if we're not going to fix it surgically and get a non-union out of, take the non-union out of the equation, then chances are she's going to be limping for the rest of her life. Yes.
well, I mean, less than hopping?
Hopefully
she's
she-
at the hopping thing
She
now?
was doing,
So is she going to be...
you saw how well
just
she was doing
like-
before. She was actually
well,
doing some walking,
she's
getting a whole lot
hanging in
better. Okay, so that's as good as it's going to get, and hopefully better. And then she's going to have the bad days like she's having today.
Well, it seems like more than a day. But,
Okay. What I'm saying is that bad day, meaning that's the day that she hits it, causes pain, and then because it's a bone bruise and it's happening at the end of 2 pieces of very sensitive bone, then that's going to make it a lot more sensitive for the next several days to weeks.
Hey, Will. So how long till the non-thing? I mean, does it ever just it fuse and it's not as sore? I mean, this seems like it hadn't.
Bones require
like
for them to heal.
Taken 6 months.
Bones require for them to heal that they stay perfectly still while the cells, the osteoblasts and clasts and so forth, do their remodeling and remake the bone. While she's still moving, bearing any weight on it whatsoever, those 2 pieces of bone ends are still moving, and while they're still moving, those cells can't do what they need to do. So what's going to happen is over time, that's going to remodel into what's called a false joint or a non-union. Now, as to how painful...
That means like this instead of this?
That means like, I'm going to say more like end to end.
Okay, just not
one
way
bone.
God
You
made
got
it. Okay, well, she's also kind of going like this, and it's not accomplishing anything. I don't know if she's trying to scratch with that foot or something. Like I'm kind of thinking she just got put down, or she re-hurt it. What about like putting a splint on it, just so she can walk
right
without
now,
moving it?
I think the non-union part is already a done deal, which is why I think the bone ends need to be refreshed. Actually, an amputation is not the worst idea you've had today.
What does refresh mean? Clean it? Open it? You just said something
amputate.
About... Before that, you said the refresh?
Refresh the edges of the bone. Go in there, do an incision over top of it, put a pin in there until it actually heals.
Okay, so how smart or dumb is that? Is that expensive?
Well, it is an orthopedic procedure.
Right.
Yeah, it's not going to...
Which I'm not familiar with, thank goodness. Well, I was thinking if even like taping a popsicle stick type of deal, so she can walk without like, ow.
The bad news is that's going to require daily
cleaning, right.
Yeah, daily cleaning, changing frequently, because the chickens of all the birds I've been able to work with are the worst when it comes to bandage care because they poop on everything.
Yeah, no, they really a pain with that. Well, you can see, like, you got the idea, but she's like hopping like the nail. It's just the foot is just going in the air now instead of kind of, what I was showing you before.
Over time, in the next days to a week, it depends on how much damage or how much it's hurt, she's going to start using that foot again.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure this didn't not come home in a week and it's like working.
And let's just say that after a few weeks she doesn't use it, we can opt for an amputation or repair at that point in time. Excuse
God bless
me.
you. So if you amputate,
Bless you.
I mean, wow, you're getting into it.
I was going to use her shirt, but I knew she'd smack me.
That's okay.
Sounds like a guy, too.
Excuse me. Oh, I'm allergic to chickens.
So she's really calm. She's like, what is that noise?
know,
Okay, so look, if you amputated it, does it just like the wound heals and it stops hurting every step? I mean, is that better than just
amputating means we're going to be removing.
making
We're going to be removing the end on end bone pain. That is a lot of pain. That's going to hurt. Okay. So we'll be removing that, and over time it'll heal, and yeah, there'll be a small bandage there. Probably, maybe not even a bandage. All depends on how much flesh is left over.
Use it or something like cauterize.
The skin will be closed up over it. Not a lot of cautery on there.
Well, how is she if she doesn't have that bird finger?
Lots of birds do well and live out their complete lives with many of their toes missing.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like the worst thing. I hate doing it, but if it just kind of overall decrease, like, you know, whatever this is.
It might affect her running career.
I don't care if she limps. I didn't want to, you know, yeah. See, she just moving it kind of strangely.
It causes her some pain.
Aw, and I don't want her to be in pain. I'm sorry, Will.
Well, let's give her a week or so, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay, so it has been like 6 months. It just drives me crazy because you know what I thought it could have been. You're saying bone on bone. I thought it could have been some kind of not pustule, just whatever, some kind of.
It doesn't seem hot
lesion
enough or
some
red
kind of
enough or
funky
swollen
thing.
enough for there to be an
It-
infection in there.
Well, I wasn't even thinking that. I was just thinking like just some kind of, not a tumor necessarily, but just something that's growing, like lancet, and then all the bad stuff goes away. But I guess not.
No.
Okay, shall we leave it there and move on to this basket?
I suppose. Let's do the basket case.
Okay, so I have Ruby box area, but not in the nest. There's like nest boxes up here, and there's just kind of a little area where it's off to the side. She was just kind of in there and lying on her front, and stretched out. So I opened it up to get errant eggs and thought, oh my gosh, like what's going on? And she picked her head up and looked at me, and then I was like, oh my gosh, like what are you doing? Like she's in bad shape. And, just kind of lying in the corner. And so I picked her up, and she had super bright yellow, super viscous, like diarrhea or something, fluid.
Could it have been egg yolk?
I don't think so, but I brought her to, and so I gave her a little water with a syringe, poor thing, and she kind of just died in my arms.
Mm-hmm.
Her beak seemed dark, and I'm like, well, Willie's is dark, so that's just how it is. Like, I don't know, I was looking at blackhead and just all kind of crazy stuff. And she had some kind of, something on her comb, which I hadn't really noticed, but it looked pretty gross, and, there's mosquitoes and flies everywhere. And then she just ran around, I think the day before, like, fine. We finished worming, maybe not quite a week ago, the second round.
Okay.
And so I have no idea. This is the first one who's ever kind of just wasted away super fast in a 24-hour period. I've had some where I go in and they're on their back dead, like that sudden chicken death thing. I've had one or two of those. And this was different. And so I feel bad. And then also, that was really fulminate. It happened fast, so that was kind of a concern. And I don't think it was an egg, but it might be. Like that would be, I hate to say best case or something, than some kind of gross disease or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know if they're just stepping over a body. No one else seems to care. I don't know if they noticed, because they'd have to walk past her to get on that thing. But it was just in the afternoon. And the afternoon before, it was fine. She wasn't there. So.
Well, the way you keep talking about
I
eggs
could
and
just
stuff,
show
and you've
you.
already started the deworming process, right now I would be thinking egg binding or egg peritonitis, or ruptured through, and that's what you were seeing, because none of the stools before that were yellow.
Not that I noticed. It's yellow, like lemon yellow, like brighter than just kind of like gross chicken diarrhea. Whatever, their scat is. Whatever, it's all different, but it's generally kind of brownish, whitish, and sometimes it's more liquidy. And I know they kind of get it after the worming. It's kind of, I don't know, gross. Grosser. Can you mind looking at her?
Sure, no
And
problem.
then I have her.
Can you
Poor
get some
thing. I
gloves?
just feel bad.
Let's put her in there. That way, just in case there's something that's contagious, you
Well,
won't get it.
And then the whole coop. That's kind of what I'm wondering. Hey, Wells, we're gonna put you back.
And find some gloves.
Come here, Dave. Back where you want. See? Anything interesting in here?
Looks like bird poop to me.
Yeah.
There's just shit all over the place.
Anyway, I call these my dog towels. I've had these since I was married, and then when they're like this, it's like, honey, it's going in the dog wash and chicken coop loving area. Go, baby. Alright. Alright, you might have to push your tail in a little, sweetie. I like this little animal crate. Because I used to use a little cardboard box. Well, I have that for the chickens. When we evacuated for Katrina, we just had like all these animal crates. It was insane. Alright, Wills. Yeah, poor Ruby. So Ruby's about just a little over a year. And this isn't very dignified. But anyway, I get to say sorry. And I just feel like I'm kind of hacked. And it's gross, she got like rigor mortis really fast, or whatever you call it. Like
Yeah, birds do that.
wow, super fast. Like I was holding her and then I was just like, okay. Aw. And so she just died yesterday afternoon, and one side of her comb.
It was lost a little bit of weight, but
See that? That looked kind of, I mean, that one looked kind of extra funky. She kind of had slime in her mouth. And I thought, well, after all day, hot as hell, dying, it just,
you didn't hear any coughing or sneezing?
well, no. But I mean,
Her papillae are dull.
what?
I think it was the equivalent of her nose hair. Okay.
Aw. And then see, can you see the yellow? There might have been a, well, I don't know. I had one that had egg binding, and I didn't feel anything, but I don't know about breaking through a wall and all those kind of things. And it looked like a different yellow than egg yolk.
It should be the same yellow as egg yolk.
It was kind of more like mustard.
Yeah, it can
I
be.
don't know. It just seemed.
Yeah, that's a pretty damn negative smell. I think she had an egg stuck. She was probably pressing on it for a while, and her body was pressing on it, and she just
Aw.
basically just got really, really weak. And at some point in time, toward the end, the eggshell just actually crushed, and what you saw was the yolk.
It was just a little. Really, you think that? Cause gosh.
I mean,
how
she.
come I can't? It doesn't seem like
The
there's
last two
egg in
chickens you
there.
brought me that were sick, including that one when it first came in, was a lot thinner than this one, and that just seems like an awful sudden death, and that's usually what we think of when we
Yeah.
think of chickens.
And you don't think it's like I'm giving them scrambled eggs and she got some kind of deadly diarrhea? Whatever. I read like things about super yellow poo. The egg
But you would
thing,
it's
one
usually
or two
those
things.
kind of things are usually chronic, which means you'd have had a story of a lot more yellow poo.
Wasting and yeah. Okay, well the suddenness of it, I mean maybe she was kind of quiet, but it's hard to tell. They do kind of just act like everything's great, even though like I'm going crazy. You can't really. I thought there might be yellow stuff on the towel, but I guess I mean I know.
I mean, I looked at the vent.
I know what
I can
yolk
see the
looks
bright
like.
yellow,
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm guessing I'm going back to the
Okay,
yolk.
so that's just one of those bad luck procreation
Yeah.
things. Oh.
That's why I'd say one more time, I'm glad I'm a man.
Sorry, Ruby. Okay, well, I appreciate you looking at that. I didn't know if I had to just burn down my chicken coop or something.
No, I don't think you
And the
burned it.
thing on her cone was just some kind of weird, gross
Incidental.
thing. Yeah. I mean, because generally they look good. And it's like, does she have like parasites to death, right? So they're finished with the internal parasites. I mean, they look pretty good. I've
That
checked
stool looked really good.
and like I look by the vent and under the wings and all that. Like I don't really see anything specifically her because I don't handle them all.